Hello everyone, thank you for coming back to my channel. My name is Jessica and this is Jess Trying to Make It. This is going to be a budget with me video, pretty much. This is a little bit of an overview of the budget from last month. There was a little bit of a change. I thought one of my subscriptions was supposed to come out this month, but actually I had the date wrong. I kept watching my account and it never came out. So it actually doesn't come out till September. But that money is already in the bank. So come September when that's supposed to come out, I won't actually be deducting it from that paycheck because it was taken from this one. I think that was really the only change. If you have any questions about any of these sheets, just leave it down below. Please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. If you like this video or if you've seen any of my other two videos. If you see my first one, my debt confession, I go over a lot of these forms and sheets that I've made, but this is why I like using Google Sheets, because it's so easy to alter and change whatever you need to change. Like last month I didn't know the exact amount of my car registration and I went and paid it on the 1st, so I was able to fill that in. But it's just easy to work with. It's a lot like Excel if you've ever used it before. It's free and you can reprint as many times. I'm not gonna lie, I probably printed this 10 times because I was writing in pen and I don't usually write in pen that often. But to me it's a lot easier and faster because you don't have to rewrite your bills like some of the other materials out there, which I do love. I love the way they're set up, but it's just so much faster to not have to rewrite a lot of this information every single time. So this is the sheet that I've been using, and we are going to fill this out for July. All right. Hope everybody is having a good day. Hope everybody can see this as well. Okay. So, here. What kind of materials do you guys like to use when you budget your paychecks? Do you like to use different colors of markers or pens or certain paperwork? I'm going to fill in a few things here. My electric bill, which I did predict would go up, and it did a little bit where we had that heat wave a few weeks ago. My electric bill. And I already filled in my car registration. So we're good there. Okay, so now we're going to write here what we're going to deduct from this paycheck for our budget. Most of my bigger bills I split between my two paychecks. Thankfully for me, and hopefully a lot of you out there, this is a magic month. I'll be getting 3 paychecks this month. If you have watched my debt confession video, you know my plans for my 3rd paycheck this month. What are some of your plans? Comment down below. Have you been waiting for it? Are you going to go on vacation with it? Are you going to stuff it all into savings? What are your plans? Okay. Most of my bigger bills, like my rent, I'll split between both paychecks. My car payment, I'm going to split this time. I normally don't split. I think last month was the first time that's the first time I really wrote out a budget, was last month. But I normally just pay it all at one time when I get my check. My first check. Let's see here. This capital or the Capital One savings is not really a bill, so to speak. I have the Capital One 360 savings account, and when you start it, I guess anytime, not necessarily just when you sign up, you can set it to make a withdrawal from whatever account you have it connected to. You can set it up weekly, monthly, however often you want it. I just have it set up every 2 weeks. So basically 50 out of every check will go into that savings account. Because usually what you don't notice coming out, you don't really miss. Let me go ahead and put in the car registration here. And I'll split that one up between the 2 paychecks as well. And then for my subscriptions, I've taken all of the monthly amounts pretty much, and added those up, and it's about $100 a month. So I split that up between the paychecks as well. So this time next year, that part will also be fully, like, I have the amount. I'm kind of a month ahead for my monthly bills, and technically if I wanted to push it, I probably had enough for all of my subscriptions in my account as well. But sometimes, you know, things come up, like I don't know, I didn't know how much the car registration was going to be, and that's actually going to be coming out of some of the savings that I had in the bank, not necessarily out of this check. I'm just writing it there to show that the amount wise I split it between both. Alright, and so we will fill out the other side now with the other half of the rent, and the power is paid with the first one, internet with the first one, the car insurance we'll be getting half here. Already got that one, and we'll be doing half there as well. And we will be paying those with the second check. Cell phone. We will be doing the other part of the 403, which will be 153, and we'll probably do an extra payment on that. The other savings, the other half of the car registration, and the other 50 to get caught up on our annual subscriptions. Okay, so let's see here. So for the student loan, we'll be putting down an additional 97 to make it 500. And I know my last video, I stuffed a little bit extra in my debt snowball, and I'll be stuffing, I think I have enough to stuff a little bit extra in the debt snowball this week as well. I don't know if I'm going to deposit that every week and then wait a couple months. It's the whole situation there is explained better in my debt confession video about how I need to really double down on that for the next couple months. But I'll probably just keep saving it for the next month or two, and then if the repayment isn't extended again, I'll deposit it and try and make one more large lump sum payment before the repayment starts to try and get that interest taken off of there. All right, and I'm going to make a little note here that, let's see here, so I don't forget that these two amounts are from the savings that I already had in the bank. And not going to be in the final total. because I had been already saving up for that. It was about 300 something last year. I just couldn't remember the exact amount that it was, and so I kind of already had that planned. All right, let's add this up and see what we come to for this first paycheck. $425 for the rent, $127 for the power, $88 for the internet, $158 for the first half of the car insurance, $47 for utilities, $6 for Roku, $165 for half of the car payment, $250 for first half of the student loan, $50 for Capital One, and another $50 for to get ahead on those subscriptions for next year. Okay, so that comes to $1,365, which will leave $689 for the cash stuffing and sinking funds for this first paycheck. And I usually write it down here just so I have it and know that that whole amount is what I used for this. Sorry if there's like a lot of squeaking. This is some of those felt tip pens. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, even though I don't have the amount of what my paycheck will be, my second paycheck, I'm gonna go ahead and add up what is going to be coming out of it for the bills. Plus the extra $97. Okay, that's pretty close. I like to try and get it as even as possible so I have about the same amount to stuff. So let's hope that my next check is about that same amount. All right. I think that's basically going to be our budget for the month of July. And then that third check, I wish I could stuff that whole check in sinking funds and like save up for a house, but maybe the next magic month we'll be able to do that. Okay, we're gonna go on to our cash envelopes and sinking funds paper here. All right, so we have, see, make sure $689 to stuff. Let's see here. Yep, I want to stick with the purple here. So we have $689 to stuff for this first paycheck. Now, some of you that may not have seen this sheet yet, I go through it a little bit in more detail on my debt confession video. But I have my cash envelope section at the top, split up paycheck and monthly. I don't know why it seems so blurry. For the groceries and the gas, I only stuff a certain amount in cash, the rest I leave in the bank. to, because I still use my credit card because I get cashback rewards. And so for those, those are the largest ones in that category, I just use my debit card. And because I know I'm going to spend those for sure. I would like to not spend these and save that money, but baby steps, it's a progress. And but if I were to spend these, because it's never a guarantee, but if I were to spend the other categories, then I would just put that money back in the bank. My next section is my priority section. It has like our emergency funds, medical funds, car maintenance, new car fund, debt snowball, future home, taxes. The next section is, I'm trying to keep this straight, the holidays and 1 to 2 years category, because some of these, like my mom and the kiddos or my nieces and nephews, I'm not guaranteed to see them every single year. Sometimes it may only be once a year. And so anything in this category should be spent within 1 to 2 years. But if not, it'll just, some of them don't have a cap on them, so they'll just keep rolling over. And then my long-term and variable is mostly ones that I never know when I'm going to use them. I don't buy clothes all that often. I'm normally in scrubs or pajamas at the house. I don't really do a whole lot for self-care like I should. But hopefully once we get some debt out of the way, we will add to that category. The car insurance advance is mostly to get ahead on the 6-month amount, so I can get like the discount for paying it in advance. New phones won't happen anytime soon. We just got new phones. We don't really do any vacation or traveling all that often, but I'd like to start saving in there. So if the opportunity should present itself, we'll have a little something there. Baby is for future baby, not pregnant right now. And Sam's Club is just a fun, we don't really go there that often, maybe once or twice a year at the most, but we'd like to have something saved up to be able to spend there for when we go. All right. Even though I only put $25 in cash, I still write down that I budget for the whole $150 here. So let me fix my little paper to the side here so I know what I'm stuffing. I might actually start writing the $150 maybe, and then the $25, so I know, or to help remind me a little bit better. Okay, and gas is a total of $45, but only $15 in cash. Eating out is going to be getting $20. Chris and I will get $15 for our spending. Date night will be getting $10, and miscellaneous will be getting $5. Our emergency fund, they each will be getting $20. Medical will each get $15. And these amounts here are just what I would like to be able to stuff if for some reason one month I can't do that, or one paycheck I can't. I'll either decrease the amount or just skip the category altogether. But new car and debt snowball are ones that we definitely will not be skipping. Chris, my fiance, needs a new car very soon, so we will. I know I'm not stuffing a lot in there, but he does have some savings, and I have some in the bank as well. This will just be added to it. And I can't believe all these fall holidays are just around the corner. It's ridiculous how fast this year is going. $10 for the anniversary, which is basically starting over. Sorry, I'm still getting over being a little under the weather, and my mouth is just really dry right now. All right, and I believe we're stuffing all of these down here as well. Okay. I'm not going to fill in the actual totals yet because, I mean, this is my plan. It's my budget. It's what I'd like to put in there. But if something should happen, even though I was hoping to get this stuffing done today as well before I lay down for work. But it's maybe tomorrow morning I'll be able to do that if I don't get hung up at work in the morning. And then I'll fill in the totals at the end there. And there's also, so that'll be the total. Let me see if I have enough room at the bottom here to write this. I've already pre-drawn. Last week when I filled out or stuffed my 100 envelope challenge, I went ahead and drew a couple more. And so those are the ones that we'll be stuffing with this paycheck. I'll just write it here at the bottom. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so we'll just write here. Check number 1 is going to be 43 and 34. And then after we stuff those, hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to do that video. I'll pick out 2 more for the second check of July. And depending on how much the third check is, if I possibly have enough in savings in the bank, I might stuff an envelope or 2 of that plus pay on the interest that I initially had planned. So this is the plan so far for the cash envelopes and sinking funds for this month. All right. That'll be all for now. Hopefully tomorrow morning we'll be back here and we'll do all the stuffing. If you like this video, if you like just going through budgets, comment, like, and subscribe to this video and channel. And thank you so much for just coming and watching. If you have any questions, leave them below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.